This show is clean.
Bugs.
Pretty much.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Effizode 756. Hello, it's Mike Matthews broadcasting from the last place on earth located somewhere in Podcastro Valley, California. Today, Benita, the Disgruntled Fiddle Player, the Brewmaster, plus it's the return of the much-loved feature Into an Interview, where I speak with TERRY ASHKINOS of the San Francisco band TERRY, and why now U2 is the uncoolest band in the world. Mike's Daily Podcast. It doesn't seem that long ago that Bono would excite every single girl Mike's Daily Podcast on the planet, but I guess that doesn't happen anymore. And there are some things about that I'll get into in a moment. Shelley Shuhart is a brat because the last show she was overheard on the phone with her love bug, Seth MacFarlane of Family Guy. And he's a cute lug. He's got the squinty eyes. But enough about him. Mike's Daily Podcast. I've discovered that since I kind of have squinty eyes too. But it just doesn't work for me. Mike's. It works for Seth. Daily. And I also found podcast that in the world of Facebook, if you are old and white and male, nobody looks at a damn thing you post on Facebook. Look who just walked in. Hi, Mike. It's Benita, the rodeo queen. How y'all doing?
And it's a disgruntled fiddle player. Tell you what.
What?
It's true, Mike. Anything I post on Facebook, nobody ever comments on it. I maybe get one happy birthday every year. I hate the Facebook.
But I love it, because anything I post, people comment about 100 things. Like yesterday, I said I flossed my teeth and the floss broke, and I got like 900 comments. Wow, that's a lot, Benita. Yeah, that's a whole bunch. I gotta go. Bye. I'm so popular. Plus, Benita walked out. Look who just walked in.
Hello there, Mike. I'm the Brewmaster, boy.
You sound very Louis Armstrong today.
Thank you, Mike. Hey, oh boy, I made a delicious I Am Completely Forgotten on Facebook and iTunes root beer.
That is a long title for the name of a root beer.
I know, but try it.
It's green and glowing, and I don't want any of it.
Okay, suit yourself.
Yes, so apparently U2 is not wanted by a lot of the people that use the iTunes. According to Vanyaland.com, 10 years ago, U2 taught us how to dismantle an atomic bomb. Now Apple is telling us how to dismantle the new U2 album from our iTunes. Yes, all you U2 fans that were so happy that you were getting a free U2 album are now being really upset hearing about all the other people in the world that hate U2. And you're like going, what? How come people don't like, oh well. I guess it's like if somebody just shoved an album that I never wanted, like let's say the new Fergie album in my face in my iTunes, I would be upset too. Today, Apple released a step-by-step guide on how to remove songs of innocence from users' personal libraries. And it seems easy enough. 6 days ago, the album was downloaded directly into all of our personal accounts if we have an iTunes account and a iCloud. And the global marketing campaign has caused a bit of a backlash. Now Apple has provided a one-click removal button. Quote, some customers asked for the ability to delete songs of innocence from their library, so we set up a link now that allows you to easily do so. Any customer that needs additional help should contact Apple Care, said their spokesperson Adam Howarth. So this is kind of interesting. On October 13th of this year, you will be charged if you want to get the album. But since we all have it for free, if we have an iTunes account, we don't give a crap about that. But just so's if you decide you want to delete the album just because you hate U2, and then you realize down the road that, oh my God, there's a song on that album I wanted, you're going to kind of kick yourself. But whatever. I think this doesn't quite show that U2 is an uncool band. It shows that Apple makes things really difficult to do. You're kind of like, I just want to do this, and you have to jump through a million hoops to do anything, but I think the rest of you probably agree. Do you? I thought so. What do you think about this whole thing that Apple did and U2 trying to give us a free album, new album? Email me, MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST@gmail.com. We read your comments on the section emails from email. Also email me there if you'd like to be a guest on the show or if you'd like to sponsor the show, MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST@gmail.com. Ooh, and what do you think about this whole thing about how Facebook, the younger, the hotter, the femalier you are, you get more comments and likes under your posts? What's that all about? And I don't like all the videos people are posting. In my news feed, when I go to my news feed, all of a sudden all these videos start playing. I don't want to see videos. I don't want to see things moving. Stop it. Ugh, God. I'm seriously going to delete that bitch from my smartphone. I've had it. Anyway, you can tell me what you think. Email me, MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST@gmail.com. Hey, there's also the website, MIKES-DAILY-PODCAST.com, where we have links to where to find us on Facebook. Like the Facebook page when I post a new show. Share it with your friends. More people find out about the show that way. Oh, and we're also on iTunes. Yes, we're for free in iTunes. But we don't just magically appear in your iCloud. No, you have to subscribe to the show or download it, from iTunes in order to get it. But it's free. And you can find that link there at MIKES-DAILY-PODCAST.com. You can also comment on the show and rate the show there. That helps our ranking and more people find out about us that way, too. Another great way to support the show is through the Amazon deal of the day. Click on that and buy something at a great discount. We get a little bit from that, a tiny, itty-bitty, small amount from that. There's also links to where to find us on YouTube, SoundCloud, Stitcher, Spreaker. We're on Mixcloud, Podomatic, Yelp, Tumblr, as well as Twitter. Oh, and all the past interviews, as well as all of the podcast pictures, and my latest blog you can find right there at MIKES-DAILY-PODCAST.com.
Into an interview.
Hello?
Terry Ashkinos. This is Mike.
Hello.
This is Mike
Hello,
Matthews
Mike.
from
How are you?
Mike's Daily Podcast. How are you today?
I'm great.
Excellent.
I'm walking down the street. Beautiful sunny day in Dolores.
I'm walking down the street today. I'm walking through the Mission District. And then I met this guy with tattoos, and he ended up being a real nice guy. So, hey, how have you been?
I've been good. I'm excited about the show Friday. We released our video today. I also teach humanities at a small school over by Dolores Park, so I've started a school year this week, so I'm right in the middle of reading The Great Gatsby.
Oh! Oh, that's exciting. Wow, you've got all kinds of stuff going on. How is The Great Gatsby? I remember reading it, but then not really getting it because I was a stupid high school student.
Yeah, me too. I don't think I really got it until I was in college, but I teach 8th grade, and these kids totally get it. These kids are smart.
That's awesome. They're smart, and they want to discuss it with you, and that interesting. They're not.
Yeah.
They're not.
It's just part of our whole American Dream unit. So we kind of discuss it. We look at current events, stuff around the world, and try to make it, come to life. And then they see the movie, and they get to see Leo with his shirt off, and that helps too.
Baz Luhrmann. Yeah, wow, I want to take this class. I don't necessarily want to see Leo with his shirt off, but...
I'll let you know. You come sit in. How are you doing?
I'm wonderful. Yes, I just walked Basil the boxer, and he is now sleeping on the couch here at the last place on earth where we bring you Mike's Daily Podcast. And today I'm talking to Terry Ashkinos of the band El Terrible. And we spoke back, I think, in May or April or something?
Something like that. Yeah, when our record came out, I think it was late March, April.
But now you've got this new single, Last Cab.
Yeah, so Last Cab is actually on our debut EP that came out earlier this year. We had never made a video before. So we wanted to make a video for Last Cab. It just took us a while to get together. So we thought, well, hell, if we're going to wait 6 months to get it out, let's just re-record the song and make a different version. So Last Cab, that's going to be on our next EP, which will come out probably January. Is just a different version of the same song, but it is very different.
Interesting. Okay, so you've done a different version. And what kind of inspired the direction this version went?
Well, so we used a director named Jeff Caldwell, who I worked with when I was in Fake Your Own Death. He did a video for us called Tijuana. And he's really like guerrilla style, one camera, let's just go out in the city and mix it up. And so the song Last Cab is sort of not so much a conversation as it is just like a lecture from someone who's older than another person, telling them like about all the things that are going to happen to them in their life that are going to make them just disappointed in one way or another. All like the kind of fuzzy gray area stuff that you think you can get around, but then you can't. And so the video is kind of playing with that notion of just someone traveling, moving around, through different modes of transportation, but eventually sort of finding his image, the actor's image, in a mirror, and he's wearing a mask, and so he's like kind of dealing with this mask and trying to kind of pull it off and what that means to him. So I guess that's what we use as our focus. And then Jeff just went crazy with it, so there's a lot of me in it, a little too much of me.
No, you're very fun to watch it looked like guerrilla shooting, like you were shooting in public and people were kind of going, oh, what's he doing, that guy?
That's exactly it. We did it all in one day, we went downtown in the financial district, and he's like, go stand against that wall and dance. I'm like, okay. So I did that, and the people were like spitting on me, throwing things at me.
Oh, man. Awesome. How do you
He made me sit next to a porta potty and kind of stew in the aromas around that for
nice.
10 minutes while I film people walking past it. Just stuff like that, fun stuff.
That sounds like a great director. Just makes you...
He's actually a good friend, and I think he was with me the whole time, trying to get me to just do whatever he wanted me to do without me questioning him.
So, yeah, you have the lyrics in that song, if you stay too long, you'll miss the last cab. Yeah.
It's just one more thing in the lecture, right? It opens up saying, you're going to get lost, you're going to buy stupid shit no matter the cost, you're going to disappoint yourself. And it just kind of goes down and down from there, and then the lyric that gets kind of repeated is, if that's not enough for you, you got to be your own priest and jailer, too. That's kind of like the chorus part, and but the whole idea is that there is this last cab, that it's like in the end, if you just embrace the sort of gray and the fuzzy and the complicated, that everything's going to be all right. And there is that sort of feeling of like you just got to kind of get over all of these goals that you set for yourself that are really unattainable, and just sort of just deal with what you can get out of it. And that's what happens in the video. So that's why at the end of the video, it kind of turns from a really dark sort of feeling to a kind of a lighter one. I don't want to talk too much about the video. I feel like these people should just see it because I talk about it sounds stupid.
Well, and
I'm gonna go take it down right now. As a matter of fact,
because you've just spoiled it for all of it. No, but and I love the song too. The guitar work on it is great. And who's doing the backup vocals?
Scott and Adrian, we're a three-piece band and everybody sings. And there's a tiny little trace of Sarah Frost from Bed in there, too.
Wow.
That we just sort of, in the initial recording, she sang with me. And the guy who mixed it, Rob Eason, sort of did some studio wizardry and grabbed it and kind of placed it in there just to kind of blend it in a little bit. So you can hear a little bit of her voice in there, too.
Cool. And there's some nice piano stuff in there, and there's organs, right?
Yeah. That's all Adrian. Adrian plays bass and piano and organ and synth all in L3-way. We like to do all that live, too.
The drums sound great, too. It's awesome. Yeah. And where can they find the song?
So right now it's just a video. This is kind of a teaser for our upcoming second EP that we're putting out. So really, I guess, we got to figure out how we're going to release it as a single if we're going to make it available. Right now it's just available as part of the video. So eventually it'll put up for streaming when we get closer to the album release.
And the video's on YouTube.
Videos on YouTube, yeah. It's on all our websites and everything. And, if you go to our eltreelay.bandcamp.com, it has our debut EP and the video and everything will all be up there.
Excellent. Well, I'm going to play the song. They can't, of course, this is a radio audio podcast, but they can just imagine what the video looks like. But I'm going to play the song right now, Last Cab, by Terry Ashkinos and El Terrible here on Mike's Daily Podcast.
You're gonna get lost. You're gonna buy stupid shit. No matter the cost, you're gonna disappoint yourself. You'll be a worm, you'll be a host. You're gonna lose the one you wanted the most. Your best days seem blurred. Then one day you'll grow up and find your friends immature and
that last cab. Just missed it. You're stuck. You're dead. That is El Terrible, and we'll have part 2 of my Into an interview with them tomorrow as we go outside the last place on earth where we bring you Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcastro Valley, California.
And here's today's podcast picture.
And you can see a picture of the band El Terrible with Terry Ashkinos there on the website, MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com. Mike, I just posted a picture of my nail, my pinky nail, because it's so beautiful, and I got 3,000 likes and 1,200 comments. Read some of the comments. Benita, your nails are beautiful. Benita, I just threw a sock in the hamper. Benita, I think that your name Benita sounds really nice. Benita. Wow. Maybe I'm not missing out on any of this because nobody comments or likes anything I do on Facebook. Boo, Mike, boo. Thanks. Tomorrow, we'll have part 2 of my Into an interview with Terry Ashkinos. Plus, we'll hear from the wonderful Madame Rootabega, Valentino, and Bison Bentley. They're all truly wonderful.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at MIKES-DAILY-PODCAST.com. Email Mike now at MIKES-DAILY-PODCAST@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Mark, you too needs to do another song like that one, Beautiful Day. Now, that was a good one.
Yeah, that was a good song. It got them a couple of Grammys, too. I'd be happy if they just shoved that into my iCloud. But, you know, they're Irish.
Yeah, I hope they don't get their independence.
That's Scottish.
Whatever.
Oh boy, my root beer is disgusting.